had Nolan came to mind, when I acquired that. So I emailed Bernie, and he wants to acquire that for the harmonic. So I'll be headed over there just for a short. Then I've got to go to down to the Veterans Cemetery. There's going to be a kind of a service type thing going on, and then to the veterans. So yeah, pretty busy, and I imagine your list is quite long yourself there, Brown. So anyway, we'll save a little bit for later on and keep things rolling along here. W3 MMR N1 SNG and the old military radio net.
I'm sorry, N1SNG and the old military radio net. This is W3MMR. Okay, Glenn. Great copy. Great signal. Great signals all the way around, really. Great to hear everyone this morning. Steve and Brown and Joe. And obviously Glenn and Charlie was in there. So really good to hear you guys this morning. Been a few weeks since I've been on the net. I'm sure you guys were listening. It's been very busy with my son here, and it's been worth every minute of it. So I knew the net would still be here when I got back. But really good to hear you guys. My son goes back tomorrow, 7:30 tomorrow night. He flies out of Philadelphia and goes to Greenville, South Carolina. And hopefully he'll be back up here again before summer's out, before school starts. But either way, it's been a lot of fun. It really has. And like I said, we went camping a couple times, 3 days apiece. Been taking a lot of vacation. My normal off days were Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, so I've been taking a few Fridays off. The last 2 Fridays I've had off, so I've had 2 4-day weekends in a row, which has been nice. But now that I got all this camping gear that I didn't have before, I'm going to try some HF operations when I go out camping. I have a G5 RV, and where I go camping at, there's nothing but pine trees. And cedar trees that are very, very tall that would be perfect for a wire antenna. And maybe I'm going to try to bring an FT 897 and G5 RV and see what I can do, make some contacts. I don't know if I'm going to do a whole parks on the air thing, because people have asked, you should activate that park and blah, 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 blah. And that would just be a lot. It'd be a lot of contacts, The first time or two, maybe I'll just try to make a few contacts, see how it all goes, get all the kinks worked out, and maybe try that venture a little further down the road. But for now, we're just going to at least try to make some contacts out there. On the upper bands, and maybe even down on 75 meters if I can, if it's late enough at night, maybe guys will be on AM and they'll be able to hear me, or early in the morning, so that would be really cool. Anyway, just on the SDR here this morning, as usual, I'm recording the net here, so if you want to search for the net later on today on YouTube with today's date in the old military radio net, you should be able to find it. I think I'm pretty sure I uploaded the last net that I was on. I'll double check here. If I did, now I'll upload it, because the things have, like I said, been pretty hectic, but I am definitely going to be uploading this one. So good signals all the way around. We'll keep it moving. I will send it to Charlie, but I think Charlie said he did sign. So if Charlie doesn't pick it up, Joe, go ahead and pick it up if he doesn't grab it. M1XCW or WA2EJT. This is W3MMR in the old military radio net. And nothing heard. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay. This is WA2EJT, the old military net. Good morning, all. Seems like excellent conditions here this morning. Morning, everyone, okay. And Ron, you're, of course, nice and loud here. This is back up in the Northeast. Nice comment on how much longer you will be falling items from Northeast to North Carolina. BC-348, and at the moment I'm using the BC-946 as a Q-fiber with the BC-453 at the ready. I've been doing actual radio projects here, continuing to work on the Lambkin project. It's very nearly done now. But I still have a little ways to go, and I don't work very diligently at it, but I try to, or do actually work on it every day without fail. With that, I'll pass it over to you, Steve, while we're ready to have your boat in the water as of, yes, Steve. KD3HT, the old military name.
Okay, good morning, all, and to the monstrous group of participants here on this, I guess, lovely Saturday morning of June 2023, and good morning, and yeah, Brown, heard you had some adventure up there, but sounds like everything is, you've resolved everything, so that is good, and hopefully that's the only issue you'll have. Sounds like, yeah. Rough night last night, so just kind of waking up. I think a little bit of, not anxiety, but excitement about our upcoming trip next week, and, just wrapping things up and making sure you're not forgetting anything and all that kind of stuff. So doing that, gonna head out to the boat today. Again, and just going to spend the day and come back. Be a long day today, but we'll get her done. And Joe, no, the boat's still on land, still a land crab. With the trip coming up, I don't know, mixed feelings about putting it in. Whether I'm going to make it this year, I don't know. I still have a lot I want to do, and when you go up there, just one weekend or so, it's not a lot of time to get stuff done. So we'll see where I end up today, and go from there. I still haven't initialized an engine, and so I want to try to do that today. Typical thing, batteries and stuff like that, so I have to stop and get a battery. I'm not sure whether I have a battery issue or a starter issue, and I'm pretty sure it's a battery issue. So we have to get to that. And radio-wise, I haven't really accomplished much here this week. Doing the packing and going through lists and all that stuff, making sure the electronic stuff is ready to go, and just doing that kind of thing. Running the AR-T13 this morning, and what else would I run? And listening on the AirSpy HF Plus. Had dreams of accomplishing some other things, but they just didn't come to fruition yet, so we'll continue to work on that. Everybody is good and strong here this morning. The atmospheric conditions are pretty good. I did see that they're expecting the Earth to get sideswiped by a flare maybe today sometime, so I don't know what that's going to spell for field day, but people will still make do. And the other thing, the antenna on the truck is started to not participate in operation, so kind of dead on radio on the truck, so didn't have a chance to get and take apart that antenna and figure out what's going on either. Yeah. Somebody once told me it's always something. W1NZR in the old military radio net, KD3HT. Over.
Okay, Steve. KD3HT. And the MILRAD-net W1NZR returning. Yup, it's always something, and time is always the adversary. Trying to beat the clock. It ain't easy. So, well, the ART-13s are sounding good this morning. 3 of them on the air. And this thing is really a big brother of the ART-13 with a pair of 813s, so it's a Collins sort of morning for the most part. Anyway, yeah, conditions are pretty good for summertime, I must say. Past few Saturdays from North Carolina, it's been awfully crunchy, so it's a welcome change. And yeah, very good, Steve, on getting ready for Alaska. I'm sure you're anticipating that. I know you'll enjoy yourself up there. It's a magnificent part of the world, and I think you're visiting it in a good way. Let somebody else navigate, and you can just enjoy it. But yeah, I'm sure the boat thing frustrates you a bit as well. You do all that driving, and then you don't really have enough time to get anything done. I find that, unfortunately, here. I had planned to haul quite a bit on this trip back south, but I don't think it's going to happen. I will take some things, but I just got upset with the truck screw-up, which turned out to be a sensor. It was the old crank position sensor had crapped out. But fortunately, I had the maximum AAA coverage, so I was able to get towed home without too much trouble. I can't really complain because, yeah, the truck it's not a new vehicle. It's a 1998, but it's a Southern vehicle, and it's in wonderful, amazing shape. So it performed flawlessly on the trip up earlier in the week, and it didn't strand me in some halfway place, so I really can't complain. Anyway, that's the way it goes with that. And Glentron, very good on your field day activities. Yeah, field day is not the same. The Providence Radio Association is the main operation, I guess, will be at Buttonwoods, which is interesting because that's where the Fidelity Club originally held its field days in the 60s and early 70s when I was an active participant. So I'm still not quite sure what the decision was. I think it's closer to home, I suppose. So the only thing that's happening out here at Fort Burnside is a remote FT8 setup. One of the club members came down last weekend and set it up in the garage here. So it's a completely remote operation. So here we are. It's the 21st century. I predicted this along with another young ham in, I don't know, 1976 or 77 when we first had those Commodore 64 type transcribers where we could program in a preamble to send out on CW and then take over working stations if they returned to us. And we surmised that in 25 or 30 years' time, that the computers would just operate field day and they would make all the contacts, and it would all be over in about 7 or 8 minutes. So that's what FT8 seems like. So, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, let's see, what else was I going to comment on? Joe, good to hear your ART-13. You're putting in a nice signal. Yeah, it's nice not to have to stream to hear you. So it's a good morning. Well, we're at the bottom of our huge list. So at this time, is there anyone else that would care to join the Moon.net? Please call now.
Whiskey 1, Zulu Fox Baker, W1ZFB, over.
Okay, was that you, Charlie, wanting to come back in for a moment?
A static crash took me out, I think, or something. W1ZFB, over.
Okay, Mike, I have you. W1. Anyone else? Nope, nothing heard. All right, Mike, go ahead. W1ZFB and the Moon.net from W1NZR. Go ahead.
Your signal is pretty good there from Rhode Island, and I did hear a couple of the other guys in there. A lot of static crashes in there, so I didn't get the full call signs, but I did hear what I heard, I guess is the best way to put it. So maybe things will get a little bit better, and I'm going to stick around for a couple more maybe. Just working on another little radio here, so enjoying listening to the net. Over.
Okay, Mike, very good. Well, good to hear you. You're making it into Rhode Island fairly well, although, yes, it's a little crunchy at this end of the circuit from you. Northeast stations are doing fairly well, but, of course, I'm up here, too, so that's the way it is. But anyway, put you in the list here. Anyone else wishing to join before we make another round? Please call. Okay, it was Alpha 1. And what was the rest of the call, please? I'm sorry. I didn't get it. A big crash took you out. Please, again, please. Okay, I think it was Alpha 1, the Lima Oscar or Tango Oscar. I didn't get it. But please go ahead, make a transmission, and then hand it back to me. My name is Brown. I'm W1NZR, located in Jamestown, Rhode Island. So Alpha 1, go ahead and hand it back to me. Okay, cool. Very good. Alpha 1. I believe it's Tango Oscar. I apologize. It's just very crunchy. I actually have a pretty good signal, but very difficult at this end of the circuit. Well, welcome. Yeah, this net has been going on for, 30 some odd years, and we here just about every Saturday morning at dark 30. So happy to have you. And I divide my time between Rhode Island and North Carolina. Mainly North Carolina. I'm not up here very often anymore. But I just happened to be here this weekend, and I still have part of a station here, so I'm giving it a go. And a very good morning to K1GWW. All right. Well, we're at the bottom of the list. Anyone else wishing to join before we make another round. Please call Net Control now. Well, good morning, Dale. KW1I. Very nice signal in here this morning, Dale. Go ahead, make a transmission and hand it back to me.
Okay, Brian, nice to hear you on from inside. On the Meisner 150B this morning. And it looks like it starts raining, I guess. Red sky in the morning down by the horizon. At least it was red, and now it's overcast. So I think the rain is coming in for today. Good signal. Glenn with a good signal, and I think Terry with a good signal. The last thing I tried to, I didn't write a spell down, but the last suffix is Zulu, Oscar, and Zero. So that's hopefully I got it there. So that's a pretty good signal here, but I was on the trying to get the audio on the 150B here. Anyway, we've been listening. And we hit Joe this morning, too. So, thinking about everybody on here because we've been spotting into the traffic, as you know. But that mistake is even holding forth from the court. W1AZR and the radio, and that's up here, KW1I.
Very good, Dale. Well, nice to hear the Meisner, the mighty Meisner 150. Sounding very good through the R390A here. I'm on the CDL, which is cooperating fairly nicely this morning. So, good to hear you, Dale. And, yeah, I've been up here for a few days, getting back in another couple, hopefully load up some stuff, and I've taken care of all manner of things. Yeah, it looks like we are going to get some precipitation today. Definitely damp out there, but I don't think it's actually rained. It may have rained over at Glentron. Who knows? It's been spotty. Not an unpleasant week, but of course, nobody really wants it to rain on Saturday because these are all the activities happening, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, and thanks for filling me in on Clint's proper call there, so I apologize to you, Clint. I think I have it now. So, we'll go back up to the top. N1SNG, W3MMR, WA2EJT, KD3HT, W1ZFB, Alpha 1 Zulu Oscar, AA1ZO, and KW1I, and then back to Net Control, and we'll see if anyone else wants to join. Over to you, Glentron. N1SNG and the NORAD net from W1NZR.
Yeah, W1NZR, N1SNG. And very good morning to Dale. It's 20 over down here into Rhode Island on the SP600. And a good morning to Clint, AA1ZO. And Mike, W1ZFB. Nice signals into Rhode Island this morning. And Brown, I think you ought to collaborate with the National Guard and have them come down and as a military exercise, training exercise, and clean out the bunker and load everything onto the C-130s or a C-5 Galaxy down at Quonset and have everything taken down in North Carolina, including vehicles, everything. It's total clean out. But anyway, keep up the good work. I know you got a lot on your plate there, and you're probably finding a lot of things that you thought you didn't have there. So yeah, more than meets the eye, of course. But not much as far as field day activities. I got just so much on the plate this weekend. It's and my wife's girlfriend's coming in from from South Carolina, and I don't know if I should move out or stay. So anyway, it's going to be kind of a I'll see you around type of deal. But anyway, they don't get up here that often, so she's got a free range of the whole facilities here. I might be out in the garage. Give me a good time to, do those little projects. But other than that, yeah, we'll probably be over at the Steam Museum for a bit. I don't think we'll be headed down to Buttonwoods. But, the weather is changing very quickly. And also, I don't know what the forecast is. Hopefully it will clear up. I know sometimes with field days, it's always the challenge. And I think you used to say around actual conditions. Yes. So anyway, get to put the fun back into field day and get through the weather and play radio. So with that, I think Charlie is. I think Charlie did sign. I don't know if he'll be coming back or not, but let's just leave a pause in there for a couple of seconds, Perry. And I'm glad everything's working out well for you there, Perry. Sounds like you had a lot of fun. Jeez. You might want to keep him up here for a little bit longer. Just enjoy the moments for sure. Great job. W3MMR, I1SNG. Nothing heard here. Go ahead, Terry.
Sorry, I'm here. Sorry about that. I had to run down the hall real quick. Anyway, M1SNG in the old military radio net, W3MMR. Okay, good copies all the way around. Good morning to all the new check-ins. Get down, cat. My kitten's trying to jump up on the table. And good signals all the way around. All right, and I guess might be looking at some rain today. I got to check the forecast. I'm supposed to go on a hike this morning at 9 o'clock with my dad and my son at a local state park right over in New Jersey, and a conservationist is going to be leading the hike. It's a 3-mile hike around a big lake, and then he or she will be talking about trees and birds and animals and all that fun stuff. So figured I'd get the heck out of the house, do something educational with the kid, and see so he can see his grandpop as well before he goes back home tomorrow. So that's all I got on the agenda today. Not much on the radio front. I had to fix one of the guy wires on my mast. I have a 30-foot push-up mast in the side yard here with a 4-element 10-meter Yagi on top that I home brewed. And the landscaper who cuts my lawn clipped one of the Mastrant guy wires, a 1,000-pound test Mastrant, and snapped it. I mean, didn't cut it. You could see where it pulled and snapped. Like, you could see the friction, feel the friction on both ends of the brake on how it stretched apart. So, of course, the guy says, "Oh, I didn't realize that I did it." Of course, that's the answer I got from him, which I'm sure you guys can figure out. Wouldn't be too hard to know that you snap that stuff, even with a lawnmower. Everything would have been shaking everywhere over there. So I got that on the agenda as far as on the radio front, and still have a bunch of projects in here in the shack. Trying to get my Ranger back going. I have my FT101 EE that and all the capacitors for that to make that thing broadcast quality, and have all the precision resistors to modify my Innovonics 222 for different bandwidths. So got a lot of stuff on the front here, which is probably not going to have to wait. Besides the guy wire issue, with the other stuff's probably going to have to wait until wintertime. with the way how this summer's been so far. But you guys know how it is. Lots of projects, lots of time, or too little time, and lots of desires to get things done. So we'll keep it moving here. I'll stick around for another one, and I'll send it down to you, Joe. WA2EJT in the old military radio net. This is W3MMR.
Okay, 3, W3MMR in the old military net. This is WA2EJT. Just about at the noise level here, so I didn't get any particulars, but readable, well, not readable here at all, just I wasn't too close here and there, about it. Let's see, other comments. Steve, okay, on your boat thing are always a challenge. My RV that my wife, we had for about 10 years, we sold it some time ago now, and I must say there's a way that I'm glad to be out from under the maintenance and care of that unit. On the other hand, it's going to change the way I go to, transfers to the NRCA and so on. Interesting non-radio project here is that recently I've had my Volvo at a Volvo dealer about a 45-minute ride to get the airbag exchanged. There was a safety recall for the unit, and I got to drive up to Ithaca, New York, and get that done. And good to have that done and out of the way. I have one of those, there's always something projects here, again, non-military, but radio. I have a Thompson Nutrdyne 1920s 3-dial TRF set that has gone dead. I flick it on usually every night for just a couple of minutes, and a few nights ago it was completely dead. I've done the easiest part of the troubleshooting and haven't figured out what happened to it, but I'll be giving that a little bit more work over the next few days, or maybe the next few weeks. We'll see about that. And Steve, sorry to hear about your boat and the starter versus battery versus who knows what. But, well, these things want some attention, and your boat has your attention now, I guess, at this point. And you might come in more. This is the first I've heard of a trip you're taking to Alaska. I wonder when you're going and how long you'll be gone. So, over to you, Steve. KD3HT, the old military net.
Yeah, very fine business. All around, well, except for Clint, unfortunately. Just barely can get the audio here. Not much yet, but I did get the call, Alpha 1 Romeo Oscar, I believe, thanks to Dale. And interesting morning. Morning to you, Mike. Hopefully you're hearing me. All the military stations are running an 813 base transmitter so far, so that's kind of neat. Yeah, I guess kind of expand, not really. It is a common tube, but a lot of other tubes out there used in the finals, so what can I do? And let's see, Joe, the trip starts this week. Out of Vancouver on cruise for a few days, and then on land for a few days, and end up in, I don't know why I always have brain drain when it comes to the towns up there, and I know them. They're not coming to me, but whatever. But yeah, we'll be home for Sussex, so gonna try to make it to Sussex, and we'll see what happens there. And yeah, the boat is, it's actually just because it hasn't really been used in the last few years, and it's just getting things up to speed. Last year, I think I went once, and so it was dirty and needed to be cleaned, and when stuff's sitting, it's not good for it. So some things I can take care of that don't necessarily need to be taken care of that I want to take care of. So that's kind of situation I'm in. So we'll see what happens today. It's going to rain pretty much all day here, and I suspect it will rain up there as well. Looks like the rain is kind of, a lot of it's shifting to the east, but I'm not sure the actual direction the storm is moving, whether it's going to head due east towards you, Brown, or whether it's more northeast. But hopefully you guys get some rain. We've had, yesterday it kind of rained all day. It wasn't real heavy. Last night it poured for a while. I heard it on the roof. And I thought it was wind at first. I'm like, no, it's not wind. It's too consistent. And it kept going. But I don't think I was awake through the whole thing. Dale, good to hear you. Very good on your Perry, and I don't remember your son's name. Excellent adventure. It sounds like you guys have really been enjoying your time. My son picked up my oldest grandson last night, and he'll be here the time we're not, but we get to see him at least a day or so before we go, so that's nice. And we'll be spending some time with tractor type work down there. My son's been pulling out stumps and such, and bringing my tractor down there caused some problems he fixed on my tractor, and it's just everything like that. We all break down, and we all have to be fixed once in a while. Other comments? It's about a good work on the R390. That's pretty much ready to go, but I'm still fumbling around finding the right connector for the 4-pin power connector. I had to buy a tool so I could take the connector apart and swap the, I don't know what you want to call it, the retainer screw. If it's a female or a male, this is the opposite of what I need. So I got to take the back apart and find a retainer that is the right sex. I mean, there's male, female, could be a lot of different things, I guess, anymore. With that, I'm going to leave to send it back to you, Brown. W1NZ Big Ben R, KD3HT. Good morning. I was just kicking. I wasn't sure, so taking the shot. Over.
Cacophony there. Steve, it actually goes to Mike, and to AA1ZO, and then KW1I, and then back to me, and we'll get Dean, and there's a couple of other guys waiting to check in as well. So please stand by. Down to Virginia, W1ZFB. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Brown, W1ZFB. You faded out a little bit, but some of the other stations started coming up, so I guess that's just the way the band is today. Anyway, so again, it's good to hear everybody that I can hear on, so that's good. Yeah, I'm working on a little BC611 here, trying to figure out a problem here. I think I got an RF choke that's bad, so I figured I'd fiddle around with that while I was listening to the net. And I think the weather's, I don't know what the weather's going to do today. It's been raining all week long, so, and then yesterday we had some sun that came out, so that was pretty good later in the afternoon. So I'm not sure what it's going to do this morning, but I know the temperature's going up and the humidity's going up. Brown, I don't know what you're getting up there in Rhode Island, but it's definitely humid down here today. So sorry to hear about your problems with the truck there, but I guess you'll get that straightened out. If you already have. Still a lot of crunchies in here, so I'm not getting full transmissions. Anyway, I'm not sure who gets it, so I'm going to throw it back to you, Brown. W1ZFB again.
Okay, Mike, copied you fairly well that time, and yeah, it's showering up here at the moment, although it's not predicted to rain all day. And I know that there was quite a bit of rain in North Carolina the past couple of days. Anyway, it goes to Clint, AA1ZO, then KW1I, and then back to me, and we'll get Dean and a couple of the other guys who are waiting to check in. So go ahead, Clint. And I know you mentioned it before, but I'm just curious where your location is. I didn't get that last time around. So AA1ZO, and then KW1I, and then back to me. Go ahead, Clint. Okay, Clint. Well, copied you much better that time, and got you. I didn't copy the town you're in, but I know you're south of Boston. So very good. Well, thanks for joining us. And anytime you're up, you're welcome to join us. So we're glad to make your acquaintance. Up to Dale, and then Dale, why don't you hand it to Dean, and then Dean hand it back to me, and we'll get those other guys in and continue on here. So up to Bow, New Hampshire, and the mighty Meisner. KW1I, and the NORAD net from W1NZR.
Okay, W1NZR, and this is KW1I. Yeah, Clint is probably quite good here. He's in New Hampshire. He's in Milton, New Hampshire, which is over towards the seacoast, 45 miles north of Boston. Milton, New Hampshire. And he's right up the right, just
got this going, and we'll call him on the net another time. Obviously, he was better this time, and also he's closer to the net. And let's see, I didn't say hello to Steve before, so we figured Steve is going to great Steve. And the glasses look very good. I have a magnifying glass to see what's and Mike was rough. And he was right. So we did copy him here in Bow, New Hampshire. And let's see, I was working on the M880. Well, I wanted to take the Jeep for a ride, getting ready for the rally at the end of the Vehicle Club rally at the end of July. And it ran good, and brakes, again, spent some time on the front brakes getting them squared away, and I think they're all set. And saved the thing to get the pollen off, even in the garage with pollen and everything in it. So that got done, and yesterday I went over to the M886 to fool around with that, and it wouldn't start right away. Turned over great, and had spark, but I wasn't getting gas right, so I looked around and I saw the junk in the fuel filter. So I got a new fuel filter, started right up, towing, and I think it helped my problem of when I came to a stop or something on a trip, it would stall something, or a bumper-to-bumper traffic, and I think it's just the gasoline that was into the carburetor. So I'm going to take it for a ride today. So that's ready for the Ware Rally as well. So we're looking forward to some radio and some vehicle activities. Being over to you, KK1K in Northern Vermont. This is KWNI. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. This thing here. That's good. Good morning, Brown and Steve, Mike down in Virginia. I was copying you somewhat, Mike, but your signal was not strapping up here, and Clint was coming in gangbusters from Milton, New Hampshire. So, and Dale, you're booming in here. So, man, doesn't seem to be too bad. It woke up this morning to pretty heavy rain, but it's lightened up now, and I'm not sure what the day holds, but it doesn't hurt to have a little rain on the garden here, so we're not upset about that. Running the ART-13 this morning, listening on the S2600. All sorts of things going on here. I'll probably have my mind organized by the time it comes around to me again. So let me turn it back down to you, Brown. 70 degrees here. 70 degrees, maybe a little more. And it's not raining, but it's right on the edge. So down to you, Brown. W1NZR in the Milrad net. This is KK1K.
A3EMD. Okay. Good morning to you, Buzz. W3EMD recognized. KK1K in the Milrad net from W1NZR. All right, Dino, very good. ART-13 sounding wonderful. Down here, through the R390A. I'm on the TDO this morning. And, well, it's fun to be in Rhode Island for a change, operating the net. Not too many of our southern brethren are participating. It's really just Mike. And Mike, if I heard you correct, I think you're listening to us on a BC611. That's pretty good. That's a first, I think, in all the years of the Milrad net that someone is, except for local operations. I do remember up at Deerfield, where a few of us, including me, had working BC611s. I haven't fooled with mine in several years, I had a fairly dependable one, and then it stopped modulating on transmit, so I'm not sure what's up with it, but unfortunately it was relegated to a low level of importance, but maybe I'll get to it before I drop dead. We'll see. Anyway, all right, I have W3EMD, and I know there's probably one or two others, so anyone else wishing to join the NORADNet, please call now.
W2SDR, I felt that I waited till you asked for the check-ins, but good morning. Put me on the list.
Well, good morning to you, Frank. I'm sorry that you had to wait, and wow, usually you're gone by now, so that's pretty good. So anyone else wishing to join, please call now. Okay, nothing heard. Frank, why don't you go ahead and then hand it to Buzz, W3EMD, and then Buzz hand it back to me. We'll see if there's somebody else. W2SDR and the NORADNet from W1NZR. Good to hear you in here, Frank. Very nice signal into Rhode Island.
Okay. W1NZR in the old military radio net, W2SDR. Well, good morning, everybody. And everybody's coming in pretty well. A little crunchy here this morning. Still very wet here this morning. Going to be another wet day. We've had a lot of rain the last few days. It's going to be on and off most of the day today. It's 69 degrees and cloudy. Haven't seen the sun in a while down this way. But we went a long time without any rain, so I guess it's very, very needed and welcomed. And as soon as I bought my new rain gauge, we started getting rain. I wonder if one thing has something to do with the other. So I'll listen here for a while, and thanks for letting me in. It's nice hearing somebody. I heard almost the whole round, so I got a nice earful of everybody's really nice transmissions this morning. So everyone have a nice weekend, and we'll say 7-3 to the net. And over to you, Buzz, W3EMD in the old military radio net, W2SDR, standing by.
Roger, Frank, W2SDR and Annette, W3EMD. Good morning, all. Well, I was delinquent this morning. I was up quite late last night, so didn't get up till about 5:45. And finally got into the shack, and I'm sorry I have not had a chance to listen around. Of course, I did hear Dean, Dean's transmission, and of course, very strong here. And nice to have you back up here in Rhode Island, Brown. I wonder how long that's going to be. Well, the rain finally came. We had all these predictions of rain 2 days ago and never came here in the Hudson Valley, 100 miles north of New York City. Finally, it's started to rain, but not very heavily. We could use a lot more and dry here. So kind of hope it does keep up the rain. Let's see, back down to you. I guess Brown, W1NZR. For some reason, my white meter is not in the line. I don't know why. W1NZR, W2EMD. Go ahead.
Okay, Buzz, very good. The ART-13 and its distinct dynamotor whine sounding very good over here in Rhode Island this morning. So, good to hear you. And I guess you're still batching it. I think you said your wife is traveling, and so presumably you were up late playing radio. I had a late night, relatively late night, only because I was at friends for dinner. But anyway, managed to get up. So, well, 73 to you, Frank. Thanks for checking in. Always a pleasure to hear you. I think Terry is still in here. We'll find out in a little bit. So, let's see, what was I going to comment? Oh, yeah, Dale, thank you very much for correcting me on where Clint's AA1ZO was located in Milton, New Hampshire. Yeah, for some reason, the static crashes were taking him out at first. But it's good to have a new person visit us here on the old NORADNet. Okay. Again, we're at the bottom of the list, so anyone wishing to join before we make another round, please call Net Control now. Okay, nothing heard, so we'll go back up to Glenn. N1SNG, I'll tell you it's still there, W3MMR, WA2EJT, KD3HT, W1ZLFB, and Mike, you've got to confirm whether you're using a BC611 to listen to us on. I love it. Clint has checked out, so Mike, you can hand it to Dale, KW1I, KK1K. I believe Frank has did a run and done, but good to hear you there, Frank. And then it goes back to Buzz, W3EMD, and then we'll try it again. Over to you, Glentron, N1SNG and the MILRADNet from W1NZR.
W1NZR, N1SNG, and the old military radio net. Beautiful signal coming across the bay. Oh, look, my monitor scope finally came on. I've got monitor scope virus here, but in any case, what do you want for nothing? Beautiful signal across the bay this morning, Brown. And good morning to Buzz, W3EMD, sounding very nice to Rhode Island. Also, and KK1K, Dean, Dale, glad you were able to get that Jeep running there. Yeah, and the pollen too. That's just it's all over here. It was like we got powder coated. Pretty nasty. But the rain's been washing a lot of that off, which is a good thing. We can never refuse the rain, and we have to be careful what we ask for when we mention the R word, because it could come in the wrong dose. But in any case, it's been pretty mild here. And the lawn's kind of crispy right now. In some areas, if you threw a match on it, it would burst into flames. just that's the way it is. We don't have the luxury of having, sprinklers and all that stuff. But hey, anyway, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a rainy day here also, and I know there's a lot of field day operations going on, and most of them are pretty well much, prepare for the rain, and set up the tents and all that, or they have RVs and all sorts of all the creature comforts of home, but out in the field, and it's a lot of fun. It really is, and we did enjoy many years of that down at Fort Burnside in Jamestown. It was once it was over, you looked forward to the next time. And lots of good folks here, the Providence Radio Club, and others that would just come in and visit and see what all the fuss is about. And of course, the military radio group became more of generator repair guys that time, or there was always something going on. Brown had a schedule of events for us while the amateur radio club did the drill there. So did enjoy that. Absolutely enjoyed that. And looking forward to any other signs of life down at the bunker there. Anyway, Brown, if you get stuck with anything there, just give me a holler. If I'm available, I will definitely respond. And I know you've got a lot of things to move there. So with that, keep rolling along here. I don't know why this monitor scope takes an hour to come back to life, but there's probably a tube in there. Anyway, over to Perry, W3MMR, and Perry, nice signal. Good to hear your voice in here this morning, and also Frank, if you're still listening there. W3MMR and N1SNG.
Yeah, N1SNG in the old military radio net. This is W3MMR. Good transmission, Glenn. Good transmissions all the way around. Good morning to the new check-ins, Buzz, and all the rest. Pop 7-3 to you. Good to hear you this morning. I'll be in touch with you in a little bit, I'm sure. But good hearing in here although briefly, but it was good hearing you, Pop. Oh, man. So I am going to make this my final. It has been fun getting back on the radio here this morning. Like I said earlier, it's been... No, there hasn't been much radio going on here in this house except for in the mobile on the way to and from work in the mornings and in the evenings. I got a CB in the car, and then I have a VHF, UHF rig in the car as well. So I've been chatting on the radio in the car for the 25-minute ride to work and back, but not much on HF. So it's been real fun to get back on here. And like I said, with my son going home tomorrow, I should be back on the radio more now that I'll have a little more extra time to get on here. So, nevertheless, Brown, thank you so much for running the net as always, man. Great job. You and Steve are keeping things going here, and Chris, AJ1G, every once in a while as well. Really great to keep the net going here. I'm sure everyone appreciates it just as much as I do. So we'll say 7-3, guys. We'll be listening out here for a while. We'll be letting the recording run till about the end of the net, and then I'll put it up on YouTube. So it should be there later today. If you don't see it there later today, it'll be up before the weekend's out. I might have just ran out of time today, but nevertheless, have a great weekend, guys. Stay dry. So I know we've got a lot of rain here, and we'll look for you guys hopefully next week or between now and then. So I'll send it to you, Joe, and we'll catch you guys later. WA2 EJT in the Old Military Radio Net. This is W3MMR. See you guys.
This is WA2EJT. Well, let's see, just a couple of say hello to you, to welcome you back from Florida. Maybe you've been back for a week or so now. And I still did not get the call for Alpha 1. I have Zulu Oscar, I couldn't find that call. And let's see. Hello to Dean. I was listening to you, Dean, on my Texan little portable receiver as I was walking through the basement to close the windows. My wife had mentioned that she just turned on the air conditioning here. It's high summer humidity. And let's see, Buzz, great to hear you, and good to hear that distinctive Dragon Motor sound from ART-13. I've been working on another interesting micro project. I have a digital wall clock, or well, an analog wall clock that has failed with a little port movement in it, and I was curious to look at the circuitry. It was no good, so I opened it up, and there's a blob in there with an integrated circuit under it, and an impossibly small 32 kilocycle crystal, which I secondary spectrum analyzer, and it's interesting to not see it actually oscillate, but I have it in series with it and kind of pick up probe. So, non-military, but anyway, an electronic type project. I'm going to stay for one more round for our little round. I'll be here for one more round. Later today, I have a field day. The field day setup is such that it will be temporary antennas in an indoor location. When it rains a little bit, it really doesn't matter. All right, Steve, thank you for the update on your phone, and hope you managed to get up there and make some progress today. 83HT in the Old Military Net. This is WA2JT, over.
Yeah, okay, Joe. Yeah, your local signal went down a little bit. Glenn came way up, very strong. Dean's very strong. So, a lot of differences there. Here, Mike, greatly. So I missed the comment if he's running the BC611. We'll find out in a moment, I guess. And let's see. Not much more to add at this round. Hello to you, Frank. 73 to you, Perry. Hope you guys have a nice hike this morning. And let's see, everybody else, Buzz, enjoying your vacation there, or solitude, I don't know which, but hopefully things are going well up there. We've had quite a bit of rain this week, and but like you said, that's okay. It hasn't come all at once in like 5 minutes, so it's been stretched out. It hasn't been that bad. What else to speak of? Radio-wise, I didn't really hear that much, so I will keep it moving on. So let's see what you're running there for a receiver, Mike. W1ZFB in the old military radio net, KD3HT.
Okay, thanks, KD4HT from W1ZFB in the old mill net. I'm going to make this my last one, and Brown, yeah, I'm not listening to you right now. It's got a problem on it. I'll let you know when I get 611 working, then I can listen to you, see if it comes through. Anyway, that's the story here. I'm going to make this my last one, and I enjoyed listening to you guys this morning, and Dan, when you get going again, coming down through here, give us a shout on if you've got 2 meters or something that we're listening for you on your way back to North Carolina. W1's I'm going to turn back to you, Brown, because I don't remember who's supposed to get it. Over. Over to you, Dale. KW1I, then KK1K, W3EMD, and then back to Brown. Go ahead, Dale. I don't know if Dale stepped away. KW1I, go ahead. Hello.
This afternoon may get into some other radio work in the truck. We got the 12-volt battery, the 20-volt batteries in there, but haven't hooked it up to the DLC 106. And fire that up here later today. We do have to go to a memorial service about an hour north of here at midday, but we'll be back early afternoon. So let's see, the next station is Dean, KK1K, Jamaica Radio Net. Go ahead, Dean, is KW1I.
Okay, very good. KW1I in the Milrad Net. This is KK1K. Well, good morning to all. I did want to comment, Mary, if you're still on frequency. This morning I flicked the radio on a little before 5 from the 2010 next to the bedside radio, and I heard you and Glenn Tron chatting early, so early bird gets the worm. You guys should be all warmed up there. Both just nice being able to hear stuff coming in at the crack of dawn. And
Thanks, Dale.
a couple of comments there. I heard Mike, as with many people, BC611 working on problems there, so I don't think he was using it for receiver. My BC611 is intermittent in the switch, and I actually purchased a new switch to go in there, but every time I think about taking that thing apart and putting the switch in, I get very nervous, so I haven't started that project, and I got a feeling the next owner of that BC611 will find it to be a new switch taped to the side of the ring. But it works. They just need to be patient, making sure it goes into transmit. But they are great rigs, and I just get a kick out of how well the receiver works. But no question about the transmit. The speed's way better than the transmit high. Let's see, what else? Brown, nice hearing you from Fort Burnside, and TDO sounds great this morning. Dale, your minder is very crystal clear, very, very nice signal this morning. And Steve, excited to hear how the trip turns out. I hope you and Joan have some real fun on that. I know you got all sorts of things going on, so it'll be nice to be away from all the projects and just be able to enjoy there. And I'm not sure that I completely understood your connector problem there, but I do know that they are, they may look like they fit together. I've had several, and I thought I had solved the problem on it and found out there was some little idiosyncrasy that the back shell or some other portion of the unit just didn't fit together, but eventually they're all solvable. Buzz, good signal up here. I think I mentioned to you before, but if not, miss seeing you at the Collins Collector Association meet. Hopefully we'll all be back at that again next year. So, and Joe, WA2EJT, great signal this morning. Strong as I can remember hearing you up on this end of the line. So, with that, also mentioned, people talk about what they're working on. I have my Raycal 4021, which I don't have a really good battery solution for it, and haven't had it out in a while, so I had it here with using an AC power supply and just verifying that it was all working. It's a very nice little package, that rig. I end up using the PRC 515 99% of the time before that Raycal 4021. It's just a very nice little package and works very nicely. So just debugging that, hopefully figure out a good battery solution for that that's dependable going forward. So with that, let me turn it down to you, Buzz. W3EMD and the Milrad Net. This is KK1K.
Roger, KK1K, W3EMD in the net. Thanks, Dean, and everyone, a very strong signal. I did copy W1ZFB with no problem. And, I think I'll be going out to Field Day later today. There's a group across the river here in Kingston that sets up not too far from me, so I'll go over there just to say hello. I'm not really a member of the group, but that should be interesting and fun. Joe, very interesting to hear that you've got the little Texan radio. My little Texan, as I keep saying, mentioning, is tuned to 915 kilohertz and is wired into the grid cap of the third IF of the BC 348, acting as my, quote, Q fiber, unquote. And it works quite well. It's an amazing little piece of radio, especially for the prices to get for it. Let's see, what else was I going to comment on? Yeah, well, you are right. You hit the nail on the head there, Brown, about my condition. My dear wife is still gone for another 2 weeks. She's over in Japan on business with a client, and we FaceTime twice a day. She is, 13 hours difference, so just a flipping of morning and night for both of us. And yes, I am cooking for myself, much to my regret. Radio, you were right. I was up late with the radio. Been fighting the problems on my remote system, which quit for some reason. The system that I use when I'm away or in New York. And I think I finally got it working. I think I found a hardware problem, a loose jumper in one of the interface boxes. So I'm now back on the I hope back on the remote. I take the control station across to my neighbor and try and see if it works over the internet. I'll do that later today. And Dean, yes, well, as I explained, I didn't make Dayton, unfortunately, because of my friend Mr. COVID. But sure, I'm looking forward to being back there next year. Over to you, Brown. I wonder how long you're in Rhode Island. W1NZR, W3EMD. Go ahead.
Yeah, W3EMD, W1NZR, returning. Yeah, I'm just up here for a few days, Buzz. Probably heading back south, most likely now Monday morning. I was planning to leave originally tomorrow, but I haven't gotten 15% done of what I had set out to accomplish earlier in the week. It's a couple of steps forward and 15 in reverse. Oh well, that's the way it goes. Let's see, let me say a good day to Perry. Very good to hear you in here. Hope you're copying still, listening still. And I meant to comment on your camping expeditions. And now that you said now that you have all this gear that you bought to do so with your son, you're probably going to go out and do it again. And good for you. It'll be fun. And sounds like you really enjoyed it with your son. I'm sure he did too. So, very good. And let's see. Oh, yeah, thanks, Dean, for clarifying what Mike was up to. I guess he just had a BC611 and was testing it out. Yeah, I went over and looked at my pair over here in back of me in the radio room. And I guess I should pack them up and bring them south and work on them there. Along with hundreds of other foolish projects I have that I'll probably never get to. And Gail, very good on your military vehicle efforts there. Glad you found that problem with the 866, and nice that it's something as simple as a clogged fuel filter. The older they get, the crotchety, the more crotchety they are. It's rather like people. But nice feeling to have straightened that out. I remember you having that difficulty with coming to stops and whatnot and having it fall out. So I hopefully that took care of that. And let's see, what else? Not all that much, at least from here. As I mentioned, normally would be a huge amount of activity at Fort Burnside for a field day, but it's just me, a phenomenal supervisor of the FT8 station, which I had nothing to do with, and is sitting in the garage running itself. It's a little strange, I must say, in light of all that has come before. everything remains the same. Anyway, we're at the bottom of the list. So, is there anyone else that would like to join the Mill Rad Net? Please call now. Well, I didn't hear anyone. Anyone? Nope. Sane people are still in bed. This is good. All right, well, let's do one more round here. And then we'll see if nobody else joins. Maybe I'll shut down a little early. Everyone's got field days and other things going on, no doubt. So up to you, over to you, Glenn Frank. Thanks for being in here, and thanks for your kind offer of assistance. I think, normally I say I'm beyond help, but yeah, I'm gonna need some more. I think I'm gonna have a big flea market here at the end. That's the stuff that I can't really or don't want to deal with. We'll see what happens. I still have a little bit of time. So, over to you, Glenn, N1SNG, and then Joe said he'd stay in for one, so you, Glenn, hand it to Joe, WA2EJT, KD3HT. I think Mike is still in here, W1ZFC, KW1I, KK1K, and then W3EMD, and we'll take it from there. So, over to you, Glentron, N1SNG and the Mill Rad Net from W1NZR.
W1NZR, N1SNG. Okay, very good, Brown. And yeah, good luck with the truck there. I think you know, this like you said, there's always something that goes wrong with this the equipment there, and of course Dale having his fuel filter and so on. So we all share in the problems of owning a fossil fuel powered vehicles. That's for sure. But yeah, just give me a holler if I have a moment. I can come over and give you a hand and have fun with the garage field day operations there. I don't know. I guess that's part of field day when they came down and set that up. But I wonder how if that works just through the wireless error. Through a computer and all that stuff. Not too familiar with it. But anyway, so all in all, the more radios and things you have, the more fun you can have. For sure. So we'll say 7.3s. Good to hear your voice in here. Good to hear signals out of Fort Burnside also. So with that, we'll say 7.3s to the group. I'll listen about here, leave everything on, and go back to trying to repair my HO10 monitor scope without using a brass hammer. Go figure. WA2EJT, N1SNG. Have a great day.
W1EKG.
SNG is the old Military Net. This is WA2EJT. Well, good luck with your HO10 monitor scope. Anyway, I hope you get the call. Thank you very much for coordinating and running things. And Steve, good luck at Mr. Boat.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, funny how signals are still moving about. Glenn dropped off a little bit. Joe's signal came back up. Just all over. And fine business, 73 to you, Joe. And Glenn? And yeah, Dale, that's a good find with the gas filter. It's one of those things that goes unnoticed, right, until it's a problem, like so many others. But good that you get that straightened out, so you won't have any issues on any trips anywhere in the ambulance there. Yeah, Brown, I don't know. It's not the field days I used to remember. I'm not very fond of that stuff, as you know, so, and I know you're not overly, not that you care either way. It's just that it's just a different way of things. Will should be the control operator there. That's his alley, so he can run over and see what's going on. A radio that can operate itself doesn't need any human intervention, so whatever. That's about what I got this round. Buzz, okay on your remote operation and getting that squared away. As Brown has taught me, it's always something, and Dean has been good to remind me from time to time. So it is always something. So with that, Mike, we're going to send it back your way. Hopefully you're still copying me. W1ZFB in the old military radio net, KD3HT. Don't know if Mike's there or doesn't hear me.
Well, he may not be in there. Mike, W1ZFB, if you're there, go ahead. Well, I don't hear him, so it'll go up to Dale, KW1I, and I did hear Russ, W1EKG, so it'll be KW1I, KK1K, W3EMD, and then Buzz, hand it to Russ, Whiskey 1 Echo Kilo Golf, W1EKG, over in Massachusetts. So up to you, Dale, KW1I in the low right now from W1NZR.
It's nice to see the estimator over nicely and fine on the right-hand side of the I-270, DC-779 zone. And good morning to Ross, and then from the field. Probably be in for one more for this one again. I wanted to give a shout out to Will. Listening faithfully. And let's see. Yeah, that's, I think, Brown, you had been in the car on the way up to MRCA meet, and the truck saw that it stopped and I'm not sure that this is the same pattern. That kind of problem that's occurring where when the idle is very low, the thing like this stops running. And I think it's lately become caused by this fuel filter. So I'm going to take it for some more rides. I'd like to get some miles on it before September to make sure something. It didn't need to be inspected this year because we have a 2-year inspection on the older vehicles. So I might take it in there and look at filtration fluid and just come around the place that I go for my advanced service. But they've got a list, and makes all the difference in the world. I think Joe is probably gone. It's nice to hear him over, like an hour or so. So Dean, just talk to you about this is KW1I and Old Military Radio Net.
Okay, very good, Dale. KW1I in the NORAD net, I'm going to make this my final as well. Let me just thank you, Brown, for directing things, and also Steve for being at the ready there. Again, probably crossed paths with you before, but if not, tell Joan that we're hoping that she has a pleasant trip, even though she'd be stuck with you for ... And if you're, Joe, if you're still there, I also copied Clint up in Milton, New Hampshire as Alpha 1 Zulu Oscars. So I think you had you copied the same data that I did in terms of this call sign goes. So I'll say again, good morning to all, and we'll look forward to hearing some of you on the Moose and Squirrel at noon. I don't have any field day plans, but who knows, maybe something will happen along the line here. And Ross, I've been telling all my clocks they have to keep working faithfully because your lead time is out to a year. But this morning I was just winding my Chelsea that you had repaired for me, and it's amazing how good that keeps time. And when I wind that baby, I always think of the nice refurbishment you did on it and how close it keeps time. It's just fabulous. Anyhow, with that, I'll turn it over to you, Buzz. 7-3s will be copying out W3EMD and the Milrad net. This is KK1K.
Finding KK1K and the net W3EMD. Very good. And solid copy all around. Everybody who's transmitting is doing very well. The QRN that we've had the past couple of weeks, I guess, has faded. So not much electrical activity with this large rainstorm, maybe. So sounds okay. So just say good morning to everybody, and sorry I was delinquent and late, but kept up by a software problem, not a hardware problem. More than hardware problems. But I think I got it nailed now. So, and over to you, Ross. And Ross, I wonder, do you do pocket watches as well as clocks? I got my grandfather's pocket watch that for years I've been wanting to get repaired, and I could wait a year if that's necessary. 73, everyone, all around, and hope to be on here next week. W1EKG, W3EMD in the meantime.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Actually, to answer your question directly, no, I don't need pocket watches for a couple of reasons. Audio. Oh, here. There we go. The first problem is I'm not that good at them. I do take care of my own, and I managed to keep my little wall fans and rockets and so forth and Hamilton's running, but I'm not that good at it, and second that, I just don't need to, I don't need to work on it. I have plenty of other work sitting around here to do, so I don't need to get involved with that. My younger brother does, but he's running a 3-year backlog. He's kind of crazy. What you can do is there's a place in Walthall, Massachusetts called the Watertown Watch and Clock Company. I think he just called himself Watertown Watch and Clock. The guy's name is Chris Carey, and his grandfather, who I knew, his name was Pasquale Caruso, and Pat used to work at the Walthall Watch Factory. He's been for 35 years. And he died probably 25, 30 years ago. He's been gone for a while. But his grandson, Chris, took over the operation, and he does excellent work. He is not cheap, but he does excellent work, and that's the important thing. So you could try that. So I'm running my T368 this morning with not my usual speech amp. The speech amp that I had in here is over at Paul's house. He and I, a few months ago, acquired a third T368. We each had one, and we had one between us. we bought the parts before I got up and operational on the air. And he was going to do some testing with my speech amp. But that's still at his house. That's why I'm using another one that he gave me that I recapped and modified and got rid of the filters and all that. So it looks okay on my scope, but I don't know how. I might be hitting it a little too hard. I don't know. But we'll look forward to the recording on YouTube. That would be exciting. I didn't know that there was W3LMR was putting recordings up there. So, Ron, I may or may not be paying you a visit tomorrow. Your clock is apart and clean, and is in the process of being reassembled at this point. And I don't like to deliver things on that close a call, but I'll see if Paul is interested in taking a run down for a visit, if that's okay with you. We don't want to intrude if there's no reason to. I was in just to have an eyeball QSO, but or maybe help you load some things in the truck. So anyhow, my ART-13 is down to the count. Something has gone askew that the antenna loading control has no effect on the output. The output is about 25 watts, yet I'm still at 5 amps of antenna current. So I think I've got a short circuit somewhere in the output section. But I'm going to explore that a little bit later on this morning. Since we have no Lonely Guys net, and since the XYO was snoring when I left the bedroom. So we'll see. So I guess it goes back to Brown. This is W1EKG, and Dr. W1NZR. Okay, Ross, very good. Very good to hear you. The T368 doing a very good job. And although it was a pretty good morning relative to supposed summertime and the usual concurrent high noise levels. And as Buzz mentioned, I guess this weather system that's making its way to and through us doesn't have a great deal of electric activity with it. So fine with us. Anyway, good to hear you. And your call. Just let me know. I'll be here tomorrow, and it would be fine to see your smiling face, with or without a clock. So, yeah, let me know. Anyway, okay, down at the bottom of the list again, and a number of guys have departed, so we'll just see if anyone else wishes to join at this time, and then we'll have one short round and we'll shut down. So anyone else wishing to join, please call now. Okay, nothing heard. Everyone must be getting ready for field day. So I'll hand it back up to Steve, KD3HT, and then to KW1I. Dean has checked out. Dale handed over to Buzz, W3EMD. I think he's still in there, and then Buzz handed to Ross. And Ross, I think you can probably have the last word and hand it back to me. So Steve, I'm sure you're making preparations for the Alaska trip, although I guess you're going to go up to the boat today, so you're probably anxious to get underway with that. Anyway, Frank, up to you. KD3HT and the NORAD net and W1NZR.
Yeah, very good, Brown. Well, like a typical one-arm paper hanger, I have too many things in the air. Just trying to get a disc recognized on a computer that I want to have as a storage device for the trip. And, you know, just stuff like that. So jumping from thing to thing, as usual. And debating whether I should really drive up to the boat. John doesn't want me to. And there's definitely some benefit to that, not having to drive all day, but then I'd just waste the day anyway, so I don't know. Have to give it a lot of see if I start having a negative thought, it's too easy not to drive up to the boat. But there are things I'd like to do. I would like to see the port engine run before I leave. That would make me really consider putting the boat in this year. And that's been my goal, but time's getting short, and man, everything just flies by. So, as we all know. And 73 to you, Dean, and Glenn, and Mike, and Joe is already on the internet, I'm sure. And hello to you, Ross. Not overly strong here this morning, Ross, but the band's up and down, so not really concerned that there's any issue. And by speech amp, I guess you mean the modulator, or do you just mean the little speech amp part of the T3 modulator deck? I have to get back to mine, and I look at it, and I'm like, I gotta move so much to do this, and move so much to do that. I gotta really have more of a positive attitude about it. But it does get difficult. Anyhow, it'd be nice if I had more power and people could hear me. But the ART-13's been doing great. Doing great with my ART-13. It just doesn't rhyme like an ART-38 does, Brown. So Brown, thank you for getting up and running the net. It's nice that I can actually picture what you're doing when you're transmitting. And if you're sitting or standing, I have a feel that if we make it down to North Carolina, so I can get that same appreciation. And I wish I was up there helping you to pack things up, as you know. Not going to do that. We're going to send it to Dale, KW1I, who I think is still there. I know Dean did check out, but I thought Dale said he might as well. But we'll see if Dale's still there. You had a little bit of funniness on your audio last transmission, Dale, like something didn't relay didn't make all the way or something. I think it was that, but I'm not sure. So, everyone have a great week. Buzz, you too. Enjoy, as well as you, Ross. Dale, KW1I, KD3HT.
Okay, is it okay right now?
It started to break into a little oscillation at the end after you said over.
Okay. Time for me to close it down. I wanted to stay in because it's enjoyable to have Brown as the net control coming in so strong. Seems like several months ago, you were remarkably strong. Did it change something? Or is it just the propagation stuff? Because you're suddenly difficult lately. Let's see what else is going on here. Last week. So, I think this afternoon maybe just get back on, probably just started getting away because of the delay. Anyway, 7-3, and over to Mr. Boat that we do. We'll hear you on Sunday on Backscatter, probably, Boat. What's the story about?
Fine, Dale. KW1I and the net W3MD. Yeah, I do hear you quite well, and often I hear ATF also, so on backscatter or ground wave or whatever it is. Very good all around. Again, good signals everywhere, and very interesting about your trip, Steve. I missed I think you described it earlier before I got on the net. It sounds fascinating. So let's see. Find Rock. Thanks for the information on the Waltham Watch and Clock Company. I may take them up on it. I've been threatening to do this for years, and as I say, I don't care if it takes a year to fix it. 73 all around. Brown, good luck with the packing, and look for you next week, I suppose, from North Carolina. Over to you, Ross. W1EKG on the net, W3EMD. Good morning, all.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Buzz. It's Watertown watching clock in Waltham. He started in Watertown and then ended up finding a good location in Waltham, so he moved and didn't change the name to Waltham. He stuck to Watertown watching clock. But you'll have a good experience with Chris. You can always mail it to him. That always works too. I've had a number of people I referred to him that came back with very positive results. So, very good on that. So, all right. I guess from here, Brian, I'll be in touch by email and let you know what's happening. If Paul wants to take a run down tomorrow or not. Some of it's going to be dependent upon weather, because if the weather is going to be nice tomorrow, which I'm not sure it is, but the XYL is going to want to go for a ride on her recumbent trike. She has a cat trike Villager, which we bought about a year ago, that she enjoys riding. We did about 40 miles down on Cape Cod a couple of weeks ago, and she's getting itchy to get back out on the bike, so let's see how that goes. So back to you, Bob. This is W1EKG. 7-3, everybody. Okay, Ross, very good. Well, T3 sounding good. And, Gail, I didn't detect any discrepancies, but Steve's probably got a better ear for it than I do, with respect to that. Anyway, it's all good enough for the mill magnet where we run carbon mics. Anyway, yeah, Ross, no worries. Let me know. It would be nice to see you. Otherwise, I'll be back sometime in July, and we can do it then. So, anyway, well, I think it's time to shut down. Close enough to 0700. And thank you all very much for participating. My pleasure to run this insanity. And with that, I will say a very good morning to Eric. Pleasant field day, if that's what you're doing. And again, thank you for participating. I'll be listening for a little bit. So for that, a good day on. This is W1NZR, closing the old military radio net for this week. And a good day to all. Cheers.
'73 Brown, thank you. Yeah, it was me. Cockpit error here. I had sync detector on, and the Meissner started to drift a little bit. Sync detector is slow in keeping up, so it started to hear a little bit of heterodyne against the sync detector frequency. So, sorry about that. You are just fine. And Buzz, yeah, going out of Vancouver on a ship for a bunch of days, and then going to be on land up to, here I go again, can't remember, not Anchorage, from Anchorage to, I keep thinking Flagstaff, that's in Arizona. My brain just not functioning here, but you know where I'm talking about. Going to stop in Denali for a few days, and then up to the next stop up there. Brain fry. So, not bringing any HF equipment. I thought about it, but talking to K2ORS, Larry'd been up there a couple times and said the HF is just different up there. It's not very good, and you just don't know, and with the sun being the way it's been, probably wouldn't be able to make contact with anybody local here. So, 73 guys, have a great time. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. KD3HT. Brown, are you still in there too, or you walk away?
I'm still here. I had to switch over from the other antenna.
73 guys, yeah, Dale.
I'm not sure if he's still listening, but good morning to Brian, KN4R. He's remotely receiving us down on the at the beach in I think he's actually.
So we have everything. See what happens and play it out as we go.
Northern part of
to you
South
soon.
Carolina.
W1I-33HD.
He's been out there for a week, where it's I guess it's been kind of rainy. But anyway, I'm still here, Steve. Go ahead.
I was just wondering what the mic lineup is. Are you running a carbon mic with the TDO, or are you using the condenser mic that you use with the GPT-750?
No, I'm running a little bit of audio processing, and it's the Behringer diaphragm Wonder microphone is what I'm using here. No carbon mic on the TDO.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, oh, very good. Well, I hope your day is positive, and don't overdo it. I know you will. Well, I know you will. Help arrives for you too. If Tom shows up, say hello to Tom. Same with Will and all that stuff. We'll see you later. KD3HD.
Yeah, okay, Steve, very good. Thank you. Well, good day to you, too. And I'm sorry I missed you. I saw that you did give a call yesterday. I was running around trying to do all manner of things while the weather held out. Patching the roof and trying to get a little grass cutting done. It's just maintenance insanity. So probably doing the same today. I imagine you will. Well, if you do decide to take a drive up to the boat, try giving me a call, and if I don't catch you, I will call you back. So anyway, thanks. And I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee and try to come to consciousness, if that's possible for me. Cheers. 83 HD WNN.